What to say, what to say. I've just watched The Asylum of the Daleks in the UK, of course. Um, really, I'm not going to review it. I'm just going to talk about it at the moment. Well, not at the moment, now. I'm going to talk about it. How did Doctor get into the time lock? He's on Skaro, basically, and this woman, who is a Dalek, who is an anti-bot or something, is in this woman. She's a Dalek, making them like Cybermen. And then he destroys. Well, he's in the time. Basically, Skaro is in the time lock too. I thought. So how can Skaro be in the time lock, and Gallifrey be in the time lock? But the Doctor can get home to not home to Gallifrey. The Doctor can get into Skaro, but he can't get to Gallifrey. Well, that is obviously wrong. He obviously can get into to Gallifrey. But then why did he say in the End of Time episodes that he could never, go home, he can never return to home? He can. Because that's what happened in Skaro, unless they haven't put the time lock over Skaro. But then why are Daleks using Skaro as, a homing base? The Daleks are like, they don't live in Skaro anymore. They come and go as they please. They use it as a platform. As they had the Asylum, they had that on a different planet for, the Nightly Daleks. But they had, they have spaceships. They don't need to live on Skaro. So why have Skaro for? So that means Skaro isn't destroyed. So the Doctor's going to have nothing else to do with the Daleks, but that's impossible, because only the Daleks in the Asylum forgot who the Doctor was, and the Daleks on the spaceship forgot who the Doctor was. So, I don't know what the hell's going to happen. How the hell's Jean Cole, whatever her name is, going to join? Well, she's probably going to meet the Doctor before she gets turned into a Dalek, and he's probably going to feel sorry for her, and he's going to take on a couple of adventures. That's how I see it. So, everyone's going to might be saying, I'm not saying they are going to say, they might say, oh, we're going to have another Dalek adventure. No, we're not. I think he'll meet her before she's turned, and he might stop her from getting actually upgraded into a Dalek. It's stupid now. It's like Cybermen. Oh, I'll review it, but I just thought the Time Lock and Skaro, they're nothing. The Doctor can get into Skaro. The Daleks can get into Skaro. Daleks who are outside the Time Lock can get into Skaro because his other planet. How big is the Time Lock? How big is the Time Lock, hey? And the Time Lock, I can't see it being any good because it's let so many people out. And I did see a couple of classic Daleks. I saw, Special Weapons Dalek, but I didn't think the classic Daleks actually lasted for that much long. They didn't have as much screen time as, the new ones. And I thought the new pure ones didn't have to be there, really. The pure ones didn't have to be there, but for 1 minute they were calling the Supreme Dalek the Prime Minister of the Daleks, and the next minute they were calling him the Supreme. So, is that the same kind of, what the hell is going on now? This is the problem now. How did they get into the time lock? Skaro is in the time lock. Gallifrey's in the time lock. Anything inside the time lock is meant to be, time war. So, did they go back in time? No. Did they go forward in time? Because Skaro's 4,000 era, isn't it? 4,000 or something. No, I mean that's when the Daleks was created in 4,000, not 2,000, but 4,000. They were created in 40,000, not 4,000. 2010, 4,000. That's when they were created. So what the hell is going on there? We were on Skaro, and then we were on a Daleks prison planet. It doesn't seem to me like the Daleks have been destroyed at all. So, you're telling me the Daleks are going to, planets in the galaxy, which, well, Arkham of the Daleks were destroyed, but Skaro were destroyed, and destroying planets. They're still doing all this and that. The Doctor didn't help the universe, did he? I thought he meant to stop the Daleks. He didn't stop the Daleks. He didn't stop the Daleks at all. They're still roaming around the galaxy. Well, I thought there was only 5 left. 5 Daleks. That's wrong. Because the asylum, not the asylum, what's it called? The the Parliament of the Daleks is still at the Time War. If this is the Time War we're talking about, this might not be. I'm thinking all about the time lock. Because then, Skaro in the time lock? I'm just confused as hell how they can get out. I'm confused how he got in, the Doctor. Because, well, unless Skaro, no, unless the Earth is over the time lock, because the Daleks were on the Earth, but then they went on Earth because it was their droid anti-bots. Yeah, it was mind-leak, massive, blind-blowing confusion. I was wondering how the hell did the Daleks get out of the time lock? How did the Doctor get into the time lock? He got in, and then he got out again. He got to the prime, to the... So that means the Daleks can come and go as they please. So why can't the Time Lords do that? Why can't the Doctor go home? I'm massively confused. I am so confused. And I believe Rory next episode. Rory is not human, he's alien. I don't believe he's a Time Lord. I believe Rory's an alien. I don't believe he's a Time Lord. I believe he's an alien. But then again, as I'm saying, the Daleks can get out the time lock. Why can't the Time Lords? This episode proves a lot. That the time lock is a piece of poo. It's nothing. The Daleks got out, so can the Time Lords. Make time, what's it called? The end of time look pointless. The end of time was pointless. Because that's, they say, Gallifrey falls, Gallifrey falls. Gallifrey didn't fall, did it though? It's in the time lock. So that means if the Daleks can get out, not the cleverest beings next to the Time Lords, the Time Lords can get out. You made that look completely pointless, Stephen Moffat. If the Daleks can get out, then the Time Lords can get out. And I'm especially thinking they might do something. Maybe the Time Lords and the Daleks get out, and they might try and go bonkers and kill the Doctor. There is such a lot of things that can happen now. Because if the Daleks can get out the time lock, but they can't I don't believe they can't remember the Doctor. The Doctor is their mortal enemy. I believe the Arkham of the Daleks is that, woman, she made them forget, and that Parliament. That's the only 2 stations. And there are other Daleks, of course, in the universe. Those 5 Daleks, that episode as well is now pointless, because there are more than 5 Daleks, and they're not all pure. The Doctor isn't just after 5 Daleks who are pure. He's after more now. Those Daleks which we've seen aren't those Daleks what we think were destroyed are not destroyed. Except from they might be hiding. I don't believe that Daleks are destroyed for 1 minute now that I can see the Skaro. You can go back and forward to Skaro. You've ruined it, because that means the Daleks are nothing. The Daleks can come and go as they please. And that means the Time Lords can come and go as they please. Because the Daleks are surely not smarter than the Time Lords, are they? They're not. They're not smarter than Time Lords. Time Lords are smarter than Daleks. So they can go and come as they please. And I'm supposing the Time Lord was on the Dalek planet as well. So, why did the Skaro look fine to me? It didn't look like it had any Time Lord ships or anything. Unless, as I said, it's in the past, but it makes no sense if it is in the past. It makes sense it's in the future, because it's got the pure Daleks. Oh, it's just so confusing. It's just so confusing. I'll say something, and then someone else will say something on here, on YouTube, and then they'll make something else up. Because that gal, somehow she's going to meet the Doctor before she goes into the time war or something. You know, it's so confusing though. And he must tell her to help him out. The Doctor must tell her to help him out. You know, oh my god. Alright, that's the end. That's what I thought of Skaro coming back. And the time lock being a piece of, well, I'm going to say it. It's a piece of crap in it. The time lock is a piece of crap because they can come and go and say, please. Well, I mean, what the hell? Alright, that's the end now, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.